Hello! So this is a sewing tutorial of the three-piece corset. We already did the video. I'm going to leave the link in the description box below. So if you haven't watched it to see how we actually achieved this particular corset cut pattern, make sure you go watch it. It literally fits any size, just few little alterations. My name is Onokifa Edith, and if you're a returning subscriber, thank you for coming back. If you're a new member, you're welcome. Consider subscribing. I make video content concerning fashion, design, tailoring, sewing. Without any further explanation, I want us to get into the video so you can actually see how it was done. And at the end, we're going to style our dress. Styling is as important as the dress you sew. Style to your personality. Let's get right into the video. So creators, I've gone ahead to cut out the wording, the lining and the main fabric of this project, and I did my markings on my corset. Make sure you do the same, mark every point that needs to be marked, side front, center front, your nipple measurement, your nipple point rather, make sure you mark them. And I did my wording to be doubled. You can actually use one depending on what you want to achieve. I'm just sewing out my dart allowance at the two front piece like so. Go ahead and stitch it down. I'm going ahead now to show you how I made that cup. So I went ahead and I matched the both sides together. That is my center front and my side front. If you have a zigzag machine, it is totally fine. It will even be better. But if you don't, you can actually do it with your straight machine like this. Just mark out the allowance, or you can use thread, hand and needle to just sew out your cup. This is not the only way you can actually create your cup. You can actually attach it also to your main fabric. It just depends on what you want. So I'm doing mine this way. You can choose to do yours with any of the other methods that are available. So after stitching it down like this, I'm also going to be putting the top part on it, and I'm going to be stitching it down like so. Mind you, like I said, please don't forget to make your markings so you not end up missing everything up. So you saw that red mark, that is my side front. I already know that is my side front, and I'm going to just stitch it on top like you can see me do on the video. So now I have actually gone ahead to sew one part of my cup, so I'm going to be showing you how to do it with the other one. Can you see how beautiful it looks? And if you don't know, I'm actually filming with an Android phone, so imagine I'm using a good camera for this. It's going to be looking so much beautiful than this. Now make sure you align your side front and your center front together, and make sure that they are all fixed together. Now when you are sewing it, start from the bottom part, not the top. I found it much easier that way. So just start from the bottom part and remove the allowance that you added when you were cutting. So after removing the allowance that you added, go ahead to press it. Okay, corset needs many pressing. Iron it out. Okay, open and iron. So after ironing, the next thing I'm going to do right now is that I'm going to be sewing the top part to it. So this is me after ironing. See how good it's looking. If you haven't watched the video tutorial of how we actually drafted out this pattern to give us this desired cup shape, make sure you go and watch it. It's simple, easy to replicate, straight to the point. So now I'm going to be joining my top part or my top piece to my side front and center front just like this. I'm going to be removing the allowance I added when actually cutting my material. Is that straightforward and easy, guys? Now this is it. It's looking all fine. It's already looking like a cup already without even adding the wording to it, and this is what we want to achieve, and that's what that particular pattern of cutting made us achieve. Okay, this fullness around our bust area. So my wording is actually bigger than my cup, and it was intentional. So the reason I'm doing this is especially for those persons who are beginners and you don't want to have issues with your wording becoming smaller after joining. So what you do is just put your material on your wording like this. If you are an advanced sewer, you can actually cut your wording to be exact same size and you are good to go. So now you have to stitch round it, but you're not going to be using the machine. You can use your hand needle and do a running stitch around it, but I'm not going to be doing that. Instead, I'm going to be using hemming gum. I have pinned my cup to my warding and I'm going to iron the sides with an hemming gum. I would have used a needle, but my thumb is still paining me. If you don't know, I have an injury on my thumb. So I'm going to go ahead and use a hemming gum to hem down the sides of my cup. When ironing, please make sure you are careful because you might have some little, it's not really showing pleats if you're not careful. But the other one is actually all stayed fixed so I can sew. Now do your markings around if you are new to this, and make sure you do your trimming on the excesses that might be on the cup. Do your markings around it to know the part that you'll be sewing on, so it will be easier for you when you're attaching it to your material. Guys, we are almost done. I'm telling you, this is just so a fun project. Now if you're going to be adding a boning, please make sure you put your boning case on your material and add. But for me, I couldn't travel to Kano to get my materials. They don't say here in Jigawa State, so I just removed this boning from that trendy hand, structured hand I sewed. I removed it from it, yes, and I just put it on the lining. And also, if you are putting boning on your lining, make sure your lining is not shorter than your material. That was a mistake I made when making this project because it's going to be affecting the structure of your corset. Also, don't forget to iron out your regeling boning after buying. If not, your corset is going to be looking wobbling. Yes, so make sure you iron. So I just fixed it to the lining, but you can do your boning casing on your main material and fix your boning on the main material, which is more appropriate and better for structure and firmness, especially if you're not doing many boning casing or many boning design on your corsets or your corset bustier. Are you learning something in this video? Please comment, subscribe, like, share. Thank you. It means so much to me. This is the back of my corset. I actually went ahead to iron out the part that I'm going to be fixing my lacing for, so it will be easy to fix like that. I went ahead to join the both sides together, and I want to give a big thanks to all those who have been commenting, liking. I'm really grateful for the motivations.